By the way, you look fabulous.
Thank you. All right,
Already we have it.
That's a wonderful way to start the live stream. Thank you. Okay, we are live, so let's go ahead and get started. Hi, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. My name is Julie Wyma, and I'm the Executive Director of Opera Programs Berlin and the Dramatic Voices Program. Thank you all for joining us for this masterclass, either watching the live stream or watching this video after the fact. I am delighted to introduce our clinician for today's masterclass. Gundula Hintz's career as a dramatic mezzo-soprano has spanned both decades and continents. In the dramatic repertoire, she made her debut as Fricka in Wagner's Ring at the Staatstheater Darmstadt, where she also performed Herodias in Strauss's Salome in 2013. That same year, she sang the first alto part in Mahler's Eighth Symphony in the Berliner Philharmonie. Other notable roles include Waltraute, the second Norn, Adelaide in Arabella, Zita in Gianni Schicchi, Kabanisha in Katja Kabanova, and more Frickas than I can count. She has also made numerous concert debuts in repertoire such as Mahler's Das Lied von der Erde. And in addition to her solo engagements, she maintains an active and international voice studio in Berlin and regularly gives international masterclasses in Bayreuth, Düsseldorf, Tallinn, London, and New York. Gundula, welcome. Thank you so much for being with us. We are very excited to work with you. And with that, I would like to introduce our first singer for today. Tammie Woods, if you could please unmute yourself and let us know where you are from and what you will be singing.
Hi, good morning, evening, afternoon. Right now, I am from and I am in Dallas, Texas, in my living room.
Good morning.
Good morning. So this is new to me, but I'm happy to try it. I'm excited.
So, darling, what you want to sing for us?
That might be kind of important. I'm sorry. I'd like to sing. I'd like to sing Visi d'Arte from Tosca.
Wonderful. So I would say go for it and sing it first for us before we start working. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh
Very good. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Tammie. Thank you very much. Darling, yes, let's start again. I think it's vocally, it seems to be tiny things only, that I would say correct a bit. If is that going to, is that one of your audition areas you're presenting?
Yes.
Yes. I would just think a bit more about the Tosca, darling. Now we are in a new situation because that's your first online thing and that's new. But I would just think about the figure of the Tosca more inside of you when you audition it. Be more in the character when there are a few things that I find too much Tammie private, changing, for instance, positions when I know exactly, it gets now a bit difficult in technique, they're coming high phrases, you change your habit, your posture. And this is something, what always will trade you in front of opera directors, whoever listens to you, agents, whatever happens inside of you, darling, don't show, not in body, nothing, we have to have it so ready that it looks very simple. It must look very, very simple. And that I as an experienced teacher could say, oh, now she is focusing, now she is concentrating. But sometimes the eyes are trading us, or hands or legs are trading us, when we start physically focusing on a phrase or something. This is something I would tell, because I can see your wonderful legs. I could watch them very clearly, but they traded you a bit, then you went a step ahead. And so that whenever you do this kind of change of posture, it without a dramatic reason, it shows that you are thinking inside. No, so let's try to keep that. Let's try to keep that a bit calmer, and just that you never forget, although whomever you sing for, you're just Tosca, and that's also the second thing I would directly want to add is you are a diva, absolute diva. You're a bit naive, that you think when you put jewels on an altar, fate must be nice, fortune must be nice, and mother must be good to you because you give so much to her, spend so much to her. This is a bit, I must have that kind of, her attitude can come clearer to me, this humbleness, this modesty that you are, it's all about arts, and that was lovely, but let's start working on that you get a bit clearer when it switches, because that helps you vocally, darling, to get a bit more even colors into the diverse phrases, that we have a bit more variety still in coloring the phrases, then it gets very interesting, because you have always to realize, darling, they have heard that for 200,000 times. You must make it a very, very Tammie moment. You must find your unique moment where they say, oh, this is something I have never heard before. This is something, oh, that's her, that that we're not simply a copy of somebody whom they have heard already. No, that's why they listen to you. Yeah. So do start again, please. Do you want to do it with music, or you start now? Should we do it just on the piano? How do you prefer it, darling?
Whatever honestly, I can do either way. One of the reasons I stepped back, particularly on the high part, I didn't want it to mess up the computer. The thing.
That was perfect, darling. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Very good.
That's why, but I do understand what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, great. No. So if you like to start, I just give you the can you hear the piano well? Yeah. Yes, wait, I really do like the sound of your R's, darling. I really, really like it. I hope it works for you. Yes, exactly. Glasses, you know. No, I would like you, because you have the capacity technically, start more piano. Yeah. The easy thing is you have this long accord, right? This you can prepare well. It's up to you when you start. I give you this tip. Inhale the tone. Inhale the tone, darling. Pull it as if you want to pull the air back, what the Italians call inhalare la voce. Pull it back, darling. Then you have a very authentic and natural piano without getting into an effort or into labor. Okay? Yeah? So try that for me. Much better. Much better. That was so much better. You know, now the next thing, when you have these Italian phrases, don't come. I mean, I have the feeling this is a lovely phrase by you. The next lovely phrase. So here's a very good recommendation for when we end the phrase. Lift it, darling. Feel at every phrase end, at every end of phrases, feel as if there would be a question mark. That you don't that you don't drop your phrase, but d'amore non feci male divina. Because that lifts you up already to the next onset. That is so much less work, and it sounds as if you're always on the same energy level, you know, which is amazing for that part kind of repertoire, darling, you know, because then it sounds like you're flying on the clouds, you know. No, so try for me. Give me these phrases again, and just visi d'arte, visi d'amore, non ci feci mai male ad anima viva, and lift it up at the end. Then you reach already the next onset. Try for me, darling. Yeah, that was, did you notice that makes it far smoother in continuation, you know, that it really goes forward, because a high risk for every Tosca, and I had a few of them in my lessons, darling. The problem is that it can get quite easily static. And you get lost and you lose your speed and your tempo, and nobody pushes you forward but yourself. And that is something, you know, that is always hard. And then you see the conductor doing this, you know, because you get less and less, you lose tempo, and that kills you at the very end, you know. It will kill you at the very end, because it's just too much and you get too wide. Think always that you never keep standing in a phrase and enjoy your own sound, but urge your own sound forward. Urge the lines forward, that you bring them out and you lead it. You know, it's up to you in such, especially Puccini, that you lead the phrases. Otherwise, it can get quite standing around. And you know, you have a beautiful and big voice. You can hold it, but it will make your singing a bit less interesting then, because you're standing so much in phrases then, you know. But you have to bring me forward, that I want to listen. How does it continue? Okay. No. So yeah.
Okay.
No. Okay. So let's go for the sempre. Yeah.
La mia preghiera ai santi tabernacoli sarì, sempre con me
I get a bit problems now when you go, it cuts out a bit when you sing high now. I have no idea why. I closed my microphone, but I could hear. When we start with the sempre, try to get your Italian a bit more. It's you sing really beautiful, but try to put it on one track, on one space. Sometimes you change a bit the space of in your mouth, and then it stops you in phrasing. When we have this you see, I have a far more loose jaw, darling. Yeah, you can have a far more relaxed jaw, and try to put the pronunciation, the diction, a bit more here into confess in that you put it here and drop the jaw. Each syllable you can. Try that for me, yeah?
La mia preghiera ai santi tabernacoli salì, sempre con te.
Yes! Did you notice that? I really liked it much better, because your legato stays, it doesn't disturb your legato so much, you know? Whenever you take off the pressure off the jaw, it's just that the legato just goes out here, and that is beautiful. That makes the focus remains far more on one spot. That's beautiful, dear, you know. And I think it will cost you less energy, you know, because you remain on one place with a voice, on one spot, and that costs you far less, especially regarding the end of the aria, you know. No,
we love less energy.
In a good way, in a good way. I mean, we all know that it's so much energy. We know that, you know. But when you have this, so that is something you really can try with your arias. This, it's so easy, you know. You know, it is as if, you know, these helium-filled balloons that the kids get on the, you know, when they have birthday, you have get them these helium-filled balloons, you know, that just when you get rid of them and you get the leash loose, then it pops up to the ceiling, right? Yeah. And
yes.
And then you have that directly, then it is exactly how your sound pops to the palate and just remains there like a helium-filled balloon, you know. That is so much easier. Yeah, when you have this, there's no pressure on the jaw and mouth, and then it's all so much easier. It costs you half a liter less air, you know, because you take a lot of pressure away from when the jaw gets tension. You need far more air and far more pushing, you know. So try for me this nell'ora del dolore. Very good.
Oh, sorry.
That was exactly what I mean, you know. It is as if you can focus the sound goes far more in one direction. And that also helps you leading your phrases and not losing tempo, you know, because you just deliver it to the front, you know, you just deliver it here. Very, very lovely. Just one little thing. Don't come down with your voice. When you come down in the phrases, don't come down with this. You did a bit. You know, no, don't be too musical and don't bring your sounds down. You're always on that high level. This is what I mean. This natural attitude of Tosca. She's here and she never goes down there. You know, it's so much easier when you have this. She's always on that very high level. Remember, in the beginning of second act, or you're all singing all these high Cs, and you're having this applause of the audience, and so she's like, you know, with a head always over the clouds, you know, and that must be always audible in your sound, you know. She doesn't dig. That makes her so desperate when she meets this creepy Scarpia. That she has, you know, she doesn't want to dig so low, so deep, you know, and that's awful for her. Then that must be. I must hear that in your sound, you know. You never drop the phrases. You always keep going here. Yeah. Let's continue because that was beautiful, and you can show it to me on the Diedi Gioielli. Stop, darling, stop. This is something you can help yourself far better. You know, take now. Darling, you have the dramatic capacity. I can hear it, you know. Now get into the situation. Okay, it is hard when you have this music -1 tape that you use now, you know. Normally we have this natural agogic, you know, that we can go on and can go back. This is totally understandable that you're trained a bit to this tape, yeah. But when you have this nell'ora del dolor, perché signor, yeah, go forward, crescendo molto, and use when Puccini writes this, perché, he makes a comma, yes. Perché, one, bounce, darling, bounce into your diaphragm, perché, one, perché, signor, and the one note, the low note before your D flat, signor, this, please, is not supported. Please don't support this note. Let it bounce into your, yes, that is because that's always the mistake we do. We over support them. We over support a lot, and then you feel like the signor will never end. It's like, you know, the next one. So it seems to be far easier. Why? Because you, because you bounced, darling. So what we have to learn is when we're you drop the diaphragm, let it go, let it relax, and you grab it from a new, as you are a mother cat that grabs her little one in the neck, you know, You know, you grab the signor from a new, the B flat. Yeah. But important for me is you know, watch. Nee. Yeah, that's it. The D before the B flat is not supported, darling. Let it relax. And then you grab it. There is a kind of, we call it change of support while you sing. You drop your diaphragm and bounce it once. It's so relaxing, and it makes for, you know, when you hold a muscle very tight for a longer time, it's not good for the circulation. It's not good for the flexibility. So you do far easier. You do this big bounce on your trampoline inside before your high note. Let's try that without anything around. Okay.
What do you want me to do? The first one? Okay, but
No. Only this one, darling. Yeah. How did that feel?
That was a lot. I don't, when I see you do this, I think that means stop. So I wasn't sure. I'm sorry.
No, I was just, my hands always.
She's like, just unmuting herself.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Otherwise, I think I do harm to the sound, no?
Okay, that's fine. So that was a lot easier. Yes, thank you.
Yes, that's what I mean, darling. And you need that in Tosca. You need it 1,000 times, darling. Whatever you sing, always think it is an iron rule in my singing method. Each time before I do a high note, I bounce, I relax, because it was far easier, right? And we have the ability. We go ahead singing, and then you grab it. That doesn't mean that your legato or your sound cuts off. No, it's just that your diaphragm gets a little break, a little rest, and can come from a new. That's far easier. You know, you will find out. Use your trampoline that we have inside, darling. You know, do that again, and the was far easier now, right? And then you have this same with rimoneri. Same thing, darling. Is always use your trampoline more. You know, a diaphragm working is our, that's our insurance. That's perfect. But a diaphragm working too hard makes it harder than you know, when you have to train your trampoline inside, you know, because that, you know from a trampoline, when you jump into it, the turning energy is like a catapult. It puts you up again. That is what happens with our tones as well. It's so easy then, you know. Let's start there again, darling, with this. Nell'ora del dolor, perché, bam, perché, Signor. And when I do something, darling, I just unmute or mute with my finger, okay? Go ahead, dear. It's so much easier. It's right. This is what I mean, darling. Otherwise, you kill yourself. And imagine when it takes so much labor to sing this little aria. How would you do the whole role? It doesn't work without the trampoline, darling. It always works with the bouncing, especially for big voices like you. It's so easy. Bounce into the trampoline, get up, ba-dum, ba-dum. Then you have it far easier, you know, and use a bit at the end, this dramatic comma that he sends you. Perché me ne rimuneri. Così, così, yeah, because it's nearly, she's sighing, right? It's like, so così, yeah. Give a bit more sweat and tears into the voice for the ending, yeah? No? Give a bit more of that you have this, you know, that the people like, you are like, così, and the people like, yeah, you know, we always, yeah, unfortunately, we always have to catch effects as well, you know. We have to learn how to make people realizing what good job we do. What a brilliant job we do, you know. No, so darling, do just the very ending for me again. This perché yeah. Yes, much better, no? And I want to have you at the very end, darling. Do a favor for me. Try perché me ne rimuneri. Don't really breathe. It must be for yourself, as if you get this così on the very, very last of your breath possibilities, because otherwise it doesn't fill the dramatic, the sense, you know. It must be così. She's crying literally. And we all know from our teachers that it's not us who should cry, but the audience. So it's only that we have to imagine it, and we have to fake it with our technique. So what you do is really don't breathe when you come, and then you just wait. And you pull it inside without any breath, darling. Pull your diaphragm. You know, you sing perché me ne rimuneri. Stop it, but don't breathe.
Okay.
Così. And then you just pull it on the very last end of your air that you have. Yeah, try for me, darling.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Let me try it again, because I'm like, so I need to rush that phrase. If I'm not going to breathe there, I need to rush that phrase a little bit more. Would you say so?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I can do this.
Yeah.
Is that better? You're muted.
Oh, yeah. So, darling, the only thing is, I don't know why everybody is waiting on the così. He has written nothing. It is like you have a rallentando, but it's not that you have a fermata on the. It's on the 16th note. You know, I wouldn't take always like your co is as long as your Z, and I wouldn't do so. I would really go perché me ne rimuneri. Così, not longer. Yeah, otherwise you would never, if you are in such a situation, you would never do così. That means it doesn't touch you, you know? But when you're in the big sneak, you say così, no? Because the word is così and not così, you know? So go for the, yeah, that's much better, darling, in dramatic effect, yeah? No, it's a double O, così, but not more, you know? Try for me.
Okay.
Yes, darling. No, and it is a bit, when I should describe, because it is hard online to tell. If I would describe the little break between rimuneri and così, if I would describe it to you, darling, I would say like suffocated, strangled. It is not that you just make a break, muneri, and wait, but it is muneri, and as if you're frozen in shock. That means also your diaphragm in this moment doesn't bounce and relax, but you are in the biggest shock. Muneri, così, and you start where you ended. And that's lovely because you have this big, big, big dramatic impression at the end. Okay? Try for me last time. Very good, darling. This is exactly, and you might when you get the feeling for it, when you get that into your bones, you might do you see that in your score, the rest, the break is the rest is only a 16th, right? Right. That means she was really urgent with it. Perché me ne rimunerei. Così. Some people, one of my Italian singers, she does a dramatic breathing. Così. Yeah, but use it for your purpose. Yeah, because that really shows how Tammie sings it and how she feels it. That must be really that, as if he strangles you. It's really suffocating you. This injustice just makes you nuts. After all, perché signor? You're blaming the Lord. What happens here? What happens here? And it nearly takes your breath. That's what he has written. And if you follow that, darling, you're totally convincing. No? Otherwise, it gets a very beautiful sung aria by a very beautiful voice. But we want to have this dramatic content, right? And then it's far better when you do it with this kind of use what Puccini gives you. Use what he gives you when he does his commas, or when when he gives you his breathing marks. The breath marks, he does that very, very smart, and try always to follow this crescendo molto allargando, but then take it literally what he writes, because then you have this very, very natural Puccini flow, what I would call the flow, No? Yeah. But beautiful as you did now, the whole beginning and everything, darling. Keep this color. Especially, I'm very much in love with your R color. It's beautiful. You don't try to darken it. It's sounding very natural, very on the right spot, So, congrats, darling. Go ahead. Learn the whole role,
Okay.
No?
Thank you so much.
Okay, dear.
Have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. You too. Bye, Tammie.
Thank you, Tammie.
Bye.
You have a beautiful singing. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Wow, that was a big starter. No?
All right, our next singer is Analía Corpas. Analía, if you could unmute yourself and let us know where you are from and what you'll be singing.
My name is Analía Corpas. I will be singing In Quelle Cere Morbide. I am based in New York City, and I hope I answered all those questions.
Yes, and sorry for mispronouncing your name.
No, it's okay. A lot of people do.
So, happy afternoon, darling.
Thank you so much. silenzio di lido morto, di un silenzio freddo che m'agghiaccia. Una carezza voluttuosa di labbra ardenti di mutande braccia. Tutt'altra cosa. Come un sogno gentil di pace d'amore.
Yes. Thank you
Sorry
so
about
much,
that.
darling. You know, so here we have a very good example, darling. When you're working on that repertoire, it needs a lot what the Italians call inhalare la voce. You sing with a very wonderful and big voice, but you sing very often on the airstream and you let the air go. And that makes it hard at the end when the aria continues and goes a bit forward until up to the end. That makes it a bit hard that you sustain with the stamina, with your breathing, you know, with the air support. Then it gets a bit unstable. Yeah. So let's try to work a bit on that, you know, because I think it's just an idea in your head, you know, when we let the sound flow and float, it doesn't mean that we give the air away. It is as there are two opposite energies working against each other. That should be. The one side, you pull out the sound out of your mouth, and the other pulls the air back into you. You know, don't let go the air so much, you know, because that is even also easier for your support and for your standing with the what do you call the intercostal muscles, you know, everything keeps standing more solid and easier and helps you in supporting. So when we start with this, yeah, don't let go anything out. It's just coming out of your somewhere, but it doesn't need a big air push, you know? Try that for me, darling. Stop, darling. Stop, darling. This is wonderful example in quelle trine mo. When you sing the morbide, yeah, it is yeah, you sing morbide and you drop the E, you know, the vowel, darling. You have such a gorgeous start and it sounds beautiful. Just try to keep your vowels in the same form. En quelle trine morbide. When I do quelle trine morbide, you drop the palate. you lose the lovely resonance that you have because your palate falls down, you know. So try it to keep it on one form. In quelle trine morbide. And then it continues. Nella cova dorata. It's all in the same form, darling. Then you do far easier. Yeah? Try
Okay.
for me, darling. Yeah? Wait, stop, darling. Especially without the accompaniment, I notice when you come this, and the rata is really out of tune because you bring the phrase down, darling. And this is something you should work the opposite way. You lift your phrase, yeah, when you have this. Yeah, don't think, oh, I come down now with the phrase, because then you lose this beautiful sparkle in the voice, you know. And when I touch the tones, you are get a bit flat then on the, you are back on the low note, but the rata goes low, goes flat then, you know. It's just this, don't bring it down, bring it upwards, you know, your phrase. Start on this nell'alco. Okay. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. And you know, the gorgeous thing with this is, darling, the gorgeous thing, Analía, is with that. When you do that, that is so much easier because you have never gone down. Then you don't have to bring the phrase up again, you know. We have always to figure out when we start an aria, where, circa, where is my bass? And your bass here in this piece, it's a quite high piece, should be around D or E flat. That you never go lower in your thoughts and in your imagination, that you just keep that level. And the tones go low, but they come up again. But you always remain on that high position. Then it's far easier to equalize your registers and, you know, not to feel stressed by it, you know? Right. Yeah, and also then you don't get a lot of comments. Yeah, but that note was flat. Could you just lift it? No, it's just the imagination that you don't think you ever go lower, go down. You know, with a that helps a lot. Yeah, try for me. That was beautiful. We go ahead with this. Yeah, yeah.
Un silenzio gelido morto, un silenzio freddo che m'agghiaccia.
Wait, but I know you can do that for me. This G flat. You know, try to inhale your high note. This means, technically spoken, which makes it easier. We come down with this, right? And now you take a breath, darling, and while you're inhaling, you start singing already. Before you reach the top and you are filled with air, you start already singing, okay? No? Just do for me Magiaccia, and then you inhale and then you sing already before reaching the highest top point, yeah? Magia.
That sa It's so hard for me. I have to think higher.
Yeah, was it? No, but that was right. Was it hard for you now with this method? Or?
Because to me, it always feels like, it always feels like a weird dip in the voice. And I have to kind of think. But I like that.
Yeah, because that is so, why? Because when you look at your own throat, at your larynx, when you take a breath, darling, with open mouth, naturally, by instinct, we drop our larynx low, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I inhale. And this is what I use for what I use the momentum. When you just inhale and take the air in, your larynx is totally low position, which means you have no resistance in starting the high note on a really decent piano. And that is lovely. You as if you inhale something very with menthol, which cools you. Yeah. But try for me. It is far easier if you would allow your mouth. You do. And that's hard. That is hard because your larynx comes up. Try for me. Yeah. But did you notice I found that far easier? It sounded easier to me, Here's one little thing. When we come down, darling, not every note was right that you sang. You you slipped a bit, the B flat din was not really right, Have a look into your score, sweetheart. It was a bit like, I was not sure. And for your going parallel with the violins, I noticed that already when you sang it with your accompaniment, So this is not really, have a look at the right notes. It was a bit not on the right spot. One thing, you want to make a real big climax, right? A really good point on this. Right? This is the point you're singing to. So please be smart and don't give that was far too much, darling. Make it really like somebody sliding to it. Make a big crescendo. It's your high notes and these highest points of attention are far more impressive when you don't use the forte all the time before, because then your big forte on the high note is nothing special. You have sung it already but it's really coming out when you start with a crescendo and then make it louder, louder, louder. Then it's a big effect, okay? Yeah? So try for me. Start, please. Start on the ad EO again. Then we can train this inhalation again. Yeah?
I ran out of breath. Sorry. I ran out of breath. I'm sorry.
But that was gorgeous, darling. That was let me see. Some of my Italian girls, they breathe Di labra denti. They just take a little more before the edin fuocate. Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
sang through. No, that is not it's not necessary, darling. If you keep the tension of the phrase, nobody complains if you take a breath. Yeah, there was a masterclass with good old Birgit Nilsson, famous Swedish soprano. And she was asked by one girl if it was something about Wagner or Strauss. And she said, I don't mind. You can breathe after every note. If you just keep the phrase and keep going. Go, don't lose with a stop, when people by breathing stop, it interrupts our legato and our phrases. But here, if you continue, where is it? Nobody complains. Don't bring yourself in the need. That is absolutely allowed. You're not a flute that gets paid for 30 seconds, without breathing. That's bullshit. It's really important that you feel comfy, and that is take a little bounce before the edit fuocate. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Try that for me. This di labra denti. Yes, just a little thing, darling. Don't make your B flat up there. Don't make it an R. It's really an aw. And
okay.
you will probably feel that you have far more space if you give it really an aw with really low larynx, low throat. I very much love now the little breath, because I could feel you don't get so nervous, because you have enough breath. There's enough time to, and you have two little breaks where you take again a breath. That's far better than you try to make a huge phrase and you get nervous and get fast and everybody notices your nervosity. That's not necessary, dear. Yeah, go with that you really take this. And now, and have you been when I sang with Tammie? It's the same what I said to Tammie just before. The note before your high B flat, please don't support it. This is not supported. You make a very, very loose diaphragm. And then you grab the osa. Yeah, you grab the o. Yeah, the o. Yeah, before you drop the support of the note before you bounce. Okay, no. Let's start on di labra denti. Relax. And then you grab it, darling. Okay? Try for me. Yeah, try for me.
Oh, I forgot to breathe. I would do it.
Yeah, do it again, darling. But that was. How did that feel?
Way less work.
That's what I mean, darling. You can't, with a rubber, when we stretch a rubber, we pull a rubber stronger and stronger and stronger. There is no flexibility. And when you stress your diaphragm in advance so much. It's just hard work to sing a B flat. It's just by your natural gifts from God that you have this high voice, that they still come out, but they are not as powerful and as beautiful as they can be. When you just relax the tone before, the rubber comes back again, and then you stretch it from anew. That's like a new phrase. It is like and it's a bit an effect as if you would breathe, but you don't breathe. It's just the relax on the diaphragm, you know? That's perfect, you know? So try that again for me, darling, and then we go ahead, you know? We do the di labra.
Di labra ardenti. Oh my gosh, I have to remember to breathe. Di labra ardenti.
Yeah, that's the same, darling. That's exactly the same thing. You know, when you start this, I really like that very much when you have this. You see that nothing happens. I just drop my jaw, drop my jaw, drop my jaw. That was lovely, but you didn't really have a plan for this. Yeah, this, darling. Gaia. What's the text? Gaia, you're so isolata. Gaia, you're isolata. So the F before your B flat again is not supported. You relax on the F. Yeah, while you sing the phrase. Gaia isolata. And darling, for the Italian T, isolata, isolata, you don't do isolata, but you do isolata, I don't put my jaw up for the ata. You see, I just do it with my tongue. Because that exactly, because that's so much less work. Otherwise, you have to recreate the whole space, and that's awful. That's why it does not feel so good, because you think, oh, that's far too much text, right? And that makes it a bit it tightens our throat. So you do really just do it with the tongue, darling. Okay, the tower. Okay, just do this. Gaia io solata.
Di pace.
Yes. Did you notice that the only thing you should not really take a big breath before the don't interrupt so much with yeah, don't make a real breath in between. Yeah, I don't know whether I heard it right. Yeah, go ahead, but just so do that again. Now wait, darling. Here is something you really lose. You are the rider with the horses, and you lose now the leash. Yeah, don't give that away because it's so low, and you say, okay, the last two bars, comfy. I don't have to think about them. It sounds a bit, they go off your leash. Yeah, when you come with this, I really love very much more better the high notes now. You know, they sounded far more effortless to me, and they won't exhaust you so much when you do them that way. Yeah. So when we come here, come oh yeah, you take a breath, right? Why do you take a breath? I wouldn't take here, darling. I know. I think you know. He writes definitely. He really precisely writes senza rallentando, which means you are not supposed to go slower. Okay, so you don't make a big ritardando. It's really, this is something where you, darling, can train and work out on your inhalare la voce. I take a good breath after the high note, right? You have time because the orchestra has nothing, okay? And then you sing. Come un sogno gentile di pace. That's nothing, darling. You lost it when you take another breath, as you did, darling, before the D flat, D pace. You waste a lot of air, and you have to realize air that is not needed, it goes out of your throat, and and it's like a silencer. It's like a silencer on a gun when the air that is not needed in reality, it wants to come out, and so it silences your lovely sound because it's next. It's like your voice, your sound is the juice, and with the breath that is not needed, you water it. You spoil your juice with the water. Okay, so I would like you to sing it in one phrase. Yeah, with this. You have all the time of the world. It's not a rallentando. Yeah, because you don't have this big ritardando. It's a bit wrong otherwise. Yeah. So sing that for me in one phrase. Yeah.
Come un sogno gentile di pace.
Yeah, that was so much better. Yeah,
yes.
Because again, darling, it's not an aria. It's what we want to say. And when you just, before the most important words, un sogno gentile di pace, and you stop before you sing di pace, then then you lose totally the content of your phrase, no? And that was so much more logical now, yeah. Come un sogno gentile di pace d'amor. And I thought it was easier for you,
Yes.
No, because superfluous air that we have taken, that is not needed. You have always to realize there is air that actually you don't need for singing, that presses. We call that subglottal pressure. It wants to come out, and so it presses against your chords and against your throat, and that does not really make it easier to sing the low notes. You feel that they are not so stable then, So it's easier. You have this idea of come un sogno gentile di pace, and then I let the rubber go, But until that point, I pull the rubber, And for d'amor, I give it free again. Yeah, no. Yeah, try to sing that for me again. I think we have the time. I don't know whether we have the time, but as long as Julie doesn't show up.
No, yes, you've got about 3 minutes left.
Perfect. Thank you, Julie. So, darling, let's do this last page again. Let us do this. Oh, mia dimora umile. The second, do this movement again. Yeah. Just that you get used. Let's do the last phrases. Gaia Solata Bianca. Because, you know, I could hear with the old habit that you always have taken a breath. You did, you wasted your air. Yeah?
I did.
You have to pull inside until the very first commune sonio gentile. When you let the first half go, you feel like departure. You feel a bit like you run out of air, right?
Yeah.
No? From the very, but that was just because of the old habit that you have always had to take a breath. Yeah. Do this Gaia Solata again. Yeah, that's it. When you get used to that, darling, it's a far more, you will feel it's far more organic. Sometimes if we a breath where it's not supposed to be, it's more hindering than helpful. You know what I mean? It's sometimes more hindering than helpful, because now I felt the whole last phrase always like it sounded in one spot, it sounded balanced, and everything sounded equal and not so extra. Put here, put something there, put there. You know, but that is what really makes it professional, when the aria really, nobody can ever hear, where does she change registers? Or where is that, you know, where does the high voice start? Where is the low note, you know? That is very, very lovely, especially in that kind of repertoire, that you don't have so audible passaggio, you know? No,
Okay.
no. So go ahead and working on that. Pull the air in, darling. You will have more fun with it. It's a bit more sportive then, you know? But you will notice that the air doesn't push you so much up here, you know? Then it's far easier also in controlling the high notes, no? No, so really put a bit more Italian, and also it helps totally your Italianita. You know, the Italianita is wonderful because they're all going to pull the rubber, you know, and then they release it and pull the rubber again. And that makes far more fun, because and you are a very active woman, I can tell, you know, do it that way. Don't push it away with the air, you know, pull it in, pull it the other way around, no? Then you have far easier with going through all these long arias, no?
Thank you. That was extremely vital information.
Great, darling. Lots of luck and fortune for your way, darling. No?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gundula. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye, darling.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Analía. Wonderful, wonderful singing. This has been so much fun to watch and listen to. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Our next singer today is Sarah Rose Taylor. Sarah, if you could unmute yourself, let us know where you are singing from and what you will be singing today.
Hello, my name is Sarah Rose Taylor, and I am singing in Boston, Massachusetts, and I will be singing Hula Mitzin with my husband accompanying me.
Bravo!
I was lucky. He can play
really.
Wagner. Well, one, he
Good
can play
job.
Wagner too.
Good choice. Good choice.
Well, as I said yesterday, he did actually propose to me at Goethe Dameron.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. Was ich dir sage, sei dir von dir geschieden, zu Schlacht nicht mitschickt uns Muttern. Ihren Leitlos ritten wir ängstlich zu ihr. Jetzt kehrt ihr heim in die Hand, schüttelt seine Splitter, die hat deine Hütin geschlagen. Mit stummen Wink, weil sie der Wiese zum Frost, die Wedische zu füllen. Das Dame Seite diese Schichten zu liegendem Hof, links und rechts Saal, die Kälte, die Last, links im Ofen, den Hochsitz nahm heilig ihr ein. Ihm zur Seite leise die Bäume sich setzen, wie Ring und die alle fehlen, den Haken.
Darling, this is where you stop here? That is-
For this aria, yeah.
Yeah. Very often in Germany, you're asked now to start on So sitzt er, sagt kein Wort and sing it till the end. That's very funny.
Okay, well, I will do that next time.
So anyway, but darling, so the first and you have totally the voice for it. Compliments. That's no problem.
thank you.
But never, never ever forget that Wagner is probably the composer who has written them as many piano as nobody else. And you sing it very healthy through, you know.
Yes.
So, you know, I have sung the role in several productions. Realize in which situation you come.
Mhm.
What you have done so far until you open your mouth to Brunhilde means you gave up your whole life and security.
Mhm.
Because Wallfather said in Valkyrie, whoever comes here is just pushed out of the hurdle. It's
Mhm.
just pushed out of the so you know when you and also a second point that everybody, because we all know our ring so well, everybody forgets that Waltraute has no idea about the ring. She was not present in the monologue of Valkyrie's second act. The only one who knows the story, but that's a problem because we as an audience have heard the story all the times. Every piece is 4 people repeat this whole story.
Repeat it, exactly.
Yeah, but the problem is Waltraute doesn't know. The only daughter who was given the whole story by the father was Brunhilde, you know? And so this is what you say very late in the end of the aria. You say, there's nothing, I don't know why, but there's something special about this ring. I have no idea what. This means she does not know about the curse. She does not know about Alberic. She does not know what he paid for it, you know? So she does, and she just has this instinct that there must be something rotten about that ring. And that's why you ask her, please throw it away, throw it into the Rhine. I have no idea, you know? And this is what I mean, darling. That is the thing that you should never forget, that you don't know it. Okay. Don't be so secure. The only thing that happens is you come here and we are in midst of the scene, right? You said, okay, I came here because I'm so frightened. Blah, blah, blah. And then you notice she doesn't even listen to you that bit. She says, oh, look at me and this wonderful man, and she gave me the ring, blah, blah, blah. And she doesn't even take you serious, you know? And you think, you know, what can you do? That she listens to you. So the thing when people get most attention is when they get silent and not loud. She says, and you say, höre mit Sinn, was ich dir sage. This is, listen to me. You know what I have to say. I'm not good, because you have tried it all the time, loud, you know, and
Doesn't work.
make it. And this is what's the matter with her? And now she listens to you. This is your father's motive.
Yes.
So you have Seid von dir geschieden, zur Schlacht nicht mehr, schickt uns Wut. This is now only telling. That's nothing dramatic. You just describe what happened.
Right,
Und ratlos ritten wir ängstlich zu her. Very, very good pointations. Und ratlos ritten wir ängstlich zu her. Get the rhythm into the triplets, you know. And then again, there is that's not loud, sweetheart. You have so much chances with this Stammesscheide to sing loud, you know, and the Weltesche and everything. And later on, the whole dramatic shit is coming, you know. So yeah, just have an idea where is the climax of the aria? Where do we go to, you know? And don't waste your gunpowder too early, you know.
Yes, sure.
No, then, you know, make it really like a telling, as if that would be your mother tongue, dear, you know. I know it's hard. So for eternity, when you work at home with your husband, please note that the Germans would always say Germans. You know, that is how you always imitate a German accent. They have no soft endings. They have endings. Everything. It's all hard. That is an iron rule. There is no soft S at an end in Germany. So forget about them. You know, forget them. You know, whereas we have this höre mit Sinn, was ich dir sage. The S's in the beginning. That's the opposite way, like as the English is. You say, and we say, sage. Our soft S's are most of the time in the beginning. Yeah?
Okay.
Have that in mind, then it's far easier with the German language. And it gives, from the very first moment you do that, it gives you more authenticity. Authenticity. Yeah? Yeah, authenticity. Thank you, authenticity. Yeah? Hey, that's the same in German, Authentizität. Very complicated. So, darling, when you have this, don't wait. It is the one. Yeah, get in. This is your impulse. You may also point that out when you sing it in an audition. Do something. Yeah, turn or whatever. Do a gesture. You know, use it for your purpose. Okay? So your husband may start again.
Okay, thank you. Right, we'll do it again. She just does not want me to I want to come in straight away on that chord because it's not. Listen. Right. For me, listen. Mit Sinn, was ich dir sage. Seid ihr von dir geschieden, so schlagt nicht mehr, schickt uns
Wait, darling, no. I think try to drop the earphones or your headphones off. I think it works quite well when you can hear me. Can you hear me when you drop
I can hear. It's just if I unplug, I can't hear. But I can.
Okay. Then do it with one ear because that I can hear you. Meanwhile, when you have this, don't please, for you have such a beautiful color, you know. So Sarah, for me, don't do this. Seid ihr von dir geschieden? This is too much soubrette. You're a mezzo-soprano. You don't need the C. You know what we need. Seid ihr von dir geschieden. When you want to have a very focused E sound in the middle, try for me, repeat the phrase, singing, seid ihr von dir geschieden on the E's. Just put your tongue tip behind your front teeth. The lower front teeth. Schieden. Try that for me.
Seid ihr von dir geschieden?
Yes, yes. You notice what happens when you pull your tongue against the teeth. Your throat goes down. And also your palate lifts. So you have wonderful resonance and very, very good bone resonance without doing this. Because I could hear when you changed this, zur Schlacht nicht mehr. There was a gap in your voice before. Yeah, because that causes this pulling up all the time. Yeah. Zur Schlacht nicht mehr schickte uns Mutter. It's far easier. Yeah? Try that for me. Zur Schlacht.
Zur Schlacht nicht mehr schickt uns Mutter.
Very good. Now I need zur Schlacht. TS, not zur Schlacht nicht mehr, schickte uns, and uns is double S for you, uns Wotan, okay?
Uns,
zur Schlacht,
zur Schlacht nicht mehr, schickt uns Wotan.
Bravo, that's beautiful, you know, that is, and now when you have this, und ratlos ritten der ängstlich so her. Yeah, you can do for color. Und you can interrupt the phrase. Give me a big double R. Und ratlos ritten der ängstlich so her. Yeah, try that.
Und ratlos ritten wir ängstlich so her.
Bravo, very good, yes.
Wahlhaus mutige Helden mit Wahlvater.
Stop if you need to breathe. This is from German to you. If you need to breathe, please breathe before meat, not before Wahlvater, you know. And also, this is something you have to realize. That was your life. You're riding your horses all the time. Now, father is not joining you anymore. And you can collect your heroes and it's not so much fun any longer. That means, translated, you're quite pissed. You know, you're not very happy about that development, but you can't explain it. You have no idea why that happens.
What's
so,
happened,
yes, look into the score. It is pianissimo. Wahlhals mutige Helden mit Wahlvater. Now he starts writing. Yeah. And so now you're starting. Einsam zu Ross und Ruder Rost durchstreift ihr als Wanderer die Welt. When the Wanderer, this is a German tradition, darling. When you come to the Wanderer die Welt, there are two very soft W's. Wanderer die Welt. It is the tenderness of a daughter who loved that when the father did that. Well, you know, the Waldtraute is probably one of this, I mean, there are not many sympathetic characters in the ring, you know. She's really somebody who wishes good, you know, who's not greedy. She wants to help. And, you know, and so she is one of the sympathy people, you know. So she's very dear with a father and with a sister. She was your favorite sister, yeah? So when so give that to me, you know, this Wahlhals. Sing that again. Your husband may accompany, but this Wahlhals mutige Helden mit Wahlvater, and you hate it. That's something that makes you desperate. You have, because he doesn't explain. Later on, you say he's just sitting on his chair, doing nothing. And whatever you do, that's awful. You know, you can't reach him, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of your own
Desperation.
emotions and desperation and emotions coming into that phrase, those phrases, yeah? So
Sure.
do that again, darling.
Ja. Nou, different path.
Wahlhals, mutige Helden. Ja, ta 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 tam, no? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bravo. Stop. It's jüngst kehr. Everything stops and you're not jüngst kehrt heim. And he was drunk as every night, you know, and I smashed him with a drum. No, that is this big movement that Nigel played. That's hands up. And then you jüngst, and you hold the tension over your break. Jüngst kehrte heim. What double three quotation marks, darling. Yeah. And then because she's looking at you, what happens? And she said, in der Hand hielt seines Spieres Splitter.
Yeah.
Die hatte ein Held ihm geschlagen. You know, incredible, unbelievable. Because your father is the God, he's the most powerful. How could a hero smash his spear? You know, your world gets smashed in these two systems. You know, when the more content you put in, and the more colors come to your voice, and the more you understand why Wagner wrote this 1, 2, hielt seines Stück. Yeah, then it makes it easy for you.
Yes.
You know, to deliver it. So please ask Nigel to play this. Yeah.
Yeah, can you just play the bottom system before Jüngst? Dum,
Yes.
dum.
Wanderer was wonderful.
Jüngst kehrt heim.
Yeah, but wait. Kehrte heim. You're not singing a Puccini aria, as my beautiful girls have done so far. It is a 1/4, and then the conductor comes and smashes his baton on your head.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 1/4, and because again, I need you have no idea. It's we say in German, Ratlosigkeit. You don't know what happens. Yeah, jüngst kehrte heim, 2, 3, 4, 1 in der Hand. Yeah, don't hold it. It's not an aria. It's really called Waltrautes telling and not Waltrautes aria.
Yeah, that's true.
So do that again, jüngst kehrte heim, please.
Sure. Same place. Jüngst kehrte heim. In der Hand hielt sein Splitter.
Bravo.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that was gorgeous. And then and subito pianissimo, subito. Yeah, die hatte ein Held, yeah. But that was gorgeous, yeah. Go ahead,
sure.
That was fine.
Yep.
That was
Keep
fine.
going.
Yeah.
No, keep going. Just give me the E flat. D hard. Yeah, I'll start. Yeah, can you do da da da? Die hatte ein Held ihm geschlagen.
Yes. Very, very piano.
Okay. Mit stummen Weg, Walhall-Segler, wie sie zum Forst, die wilde Schatz fällen.
Yes, but connect, fällen, ja?
Ja.
Mit stummem Wink, Wallhals. Edle. Yeah, we have no nice endings. Wallhals, edle, wies zum Forst.
Yeah,
Yeah,
use all those
and
consonants.
then
Yeah, okay.
when you have, yes, use them. And then, die wilde Schätze zu fällen. I don't change my mouth. Fällen.
Yeah, the tongue. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, don't change it. Just do it with the tongue. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do the mit stummem Wink again.
Yeah. From the mit stummem Wink, the bit where the spooky bit.
Yes.
Mit stummen Wink, Walhalls edle Füße zum Forst, die wilde Schatz zu fällen.
Bravo.
I'm trying to do that in one breath, but
Yeah, you have to do that in one breath, but it's very easy when you follow his advice and you don't start as loud as you did.
yeah.
When you start with the orchestra. Look at this score. The
Nice,
orchestra goes in a crescendo up above B flat.
Yeah,
He says
okay.
Schichten, and Schichten, he goes back again. You know, you don't have to waste so much because it's only woodwinds. Yeah.
Mhm.
Here we have woodwinds, horns, you know, and des Stammes Scheiden Schichten zu ragendem Haus, rings den Silbensohr. Then it goes, wow, you know, but before des Stammes and zu ragendem Haus. You just look over the scene, darling. Yeah, you know, you do that organically with the orchestra. Otherwise, these 2 pages coming up are quite killing. I remember when I was in my first production, I thought, my goodness, the waves of the orchestra just dropped over me, and I felt quite lost, you know, until I noticed that I was singing loud where they were totally piano, and so my powers had run out when they were. So I thought, okay, let's do it together. It would be
more progress, yeah.
So, darling, try to do this. Des Stammes Scheide, he says, and then, you know, it's better for your grammar, you know?
Yeah, okay,
so
great.
Start it again.
Let's just from that beginning of that page there. Yeah. Der Sturm ist
You did now what I showed you very, very much, very, very often, excuse me. We don't need to engage our lower jaw in the phrases, especially when we go with these fast changes to the G flats. It's so much easier. We have this. Instead of, you know, it is whenever you can, you leave your jaw relaxed. The diction, the pronunciation happens somewhere else. It's not in the jaw, you know. Yeah, for we are no squirrels, you know, that have to bite the nuts, you know. So that is very important because you save a lot of energy from that, darling.
Yes.
So now let's go ahead. We have still some time, you know. So sitzt sagt kein Wort. Try for me to sing that. You know it a bit, right?
A little bit, yeah. I'll look at the score
Yeah,
first.
yeah, please do so.
Yeah.
It's a working session.
Yeah, that's fine. We're just going to do that. The carry on.
Yeah.
We're crossed out.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
Keep going. Yeah. That's right. Just not. So sitzt sagt kein Wort, auf Erden sitzen, stumm und ist.
Yes, yeah. You know what? This is very important. I went to a very, very good, fantastic old coach in Germany who did with all the big Wagner singers. He died in his midst of 80s now, but he said so much wisdom that I didn't know when I sang it the first time. We are singing that and telling everybody that he's sitting there right on the chair, don't move, doesn't say something. And underneath is this, and then we have this. That is wait. That is Sigmund's death motive.
Death motive, yeah.
Yeah, and the next one as well. That means you don't know again, but we as an audience know. Oh, he's still mourning Sigmund's death. And all his loss, and now Smash Spear. All his powers, and he was not very sympathetic, honestly. Valkyrie Wotan, you know, it was all about power, you know, and so now everything is gone, and also his love is destroyed with this. Then you hear two times this death motive of Sigmund, you know, second act, and that's all underneath. You know that sometimes when we are in auditions or we are highly concentrated, do you have this sometimes? It goes through in another part of my brain. There comes information like, is my skirt right? Or how does that guy look? And things, and we think like, oh, come on, focus. We don't want to lose it, but it's possible. It's like in a parallel universe somewhere inside of us, and that is what happens. That's what here. This is. Yeah. Yes, that's what it is. It is. You see him sitting. You are telling with one dimension. On the other hand, you see him sitting, and on the third dimension, we can hear his feelings, his emotions. It's amazing. And the good thing is, there's nothing underneath. You are singing a solo there. Everybody listens to you. Everybody's hanging on your lips. You know, that's so. It's a wonderful thing. You know. So do that. So sitzt not. Please, when you learn it, now we have 3 minutes left, but when you learn that, darling, do it from the perspective of the watching person. You're describing it. Don't take any, you know, you just describe a scene that you just have in front of your eyes.
Yeah, simply, like not the musical analysis.
Not commenting, just describing. Try for me.
Yeah. So sitzt sagt kein. Sorry, I got my husband playing those. So, what note are we? Is that
Sagt kein Wort. It's always the same.
Okay, yeah, I got distracted. Sorry. Sagt kein Wort.
Yes.
Auf Erden sitze stumm und ernst.
Yeah.
That's all I have, I'm sorry.
Yes. And then you take your little breath. Fest in der Faust. Don't hesitate to take their little break. You know, that doesn't matter because we don't interrupt our phrase inside. You know? No?
Yeah.
Des Spieres again.
Yeah. Des Splitter, das Fest in der, whatever the next one is. Oh.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And so now comes this motive again from all das Äpfel. Bam, 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 bam. Rührt nicht an. What can you do? If he doesn't eat the apples, he will die. That, you know, there's so much sadness and so much desperation because she's so sad for what happens. She that's the last thing that she tries to help and tries to change the whole. She wants to pull everything backside, you know.
Right.
And so this is, you just tell her what you, and then it makes you even more crazy later on that you see nothing reaches her. It doesn't matter how that her father is just dying.
No.
Who cares? You know, and this is that you finally can dramatically end in this at the end of the scene, you know, because everything you could have imagined, you could never have imagined that you tell it to her. How can you be so senseless? How can you be so so empathy-less with me? And nothing seems to reach her. So you're here in your universe when you learn that, darling, you know, just think of describe it, and then very, very much for the next scene when you learn that. Wait, I think my earphones are gone. Can you hear me still?
I can hear you fine. Yeah.
Yes. Now, when you have this rührt nicht an, now Nigel comes. Staunen und bangen. Very important. We need to go on the Staunen, on the sh before the one, before your beat. You have all the time of the word. It's rührt nicht an, 2, 3, 4. Staunen und bangen. Ja, in den starren Götter. That's very important. And now comes the best page of the world, and this is why you really should think about it, darling. Either you sing the Waldtraute. Normally, they ask you either in Germany or in Europe, you have to sing from Höre mit Sinn, where you started.
Yeah.
They would at least ask you until erlöst wer Gott und Welt. This is where they want, when you offer a Waldtraute telling, they want you to sing the 4 pages. You know, these last 3 or 4.
Okay.
This is where they normally stop.
Okay.
Sometimes they ask you to start because they think, oh, that's a long scene. They ask you to start on So sitzt er. Okay. For instance, that was where I was asked in Covent Garden to sing.
Okay.
And I started on So sitzt er. And then, darling, you end on this page after So der Welt. Da sah mich nach, von seiner Seite durch Stubbereien stahl ich mich fort, in heimlicher Hast bestieg ich mein Ross. And then the next page. Lieber Schwester, beschwör ich nun. And then you end with, was du vermagst, vollend es dein Mut, Ende der ewigen Qual. And that is a very dramatic ending.
Okay.
That is the best to end. Okay. No?
Okay, I'll definitely look into that.
Just
Thank you.
start it better. No. Okay. Okie dokie.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. And go ahead with doing it. And go really from the telling, darling. Okay?
Yes,
Yeah?
not overblowing it. Thank you. I really
No.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
A lot of piano, darling, but you will be fabulous. You will be
Thanks so
fabulous
much.
in it. No, bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Sarah. Fabulous work.
Thank you.
I love this. You're absolutely wonderful. Thank you. All right, our next and last singer today is Leah Gunter.
Yes.
Leah, if you could unmute yourself and let us know where you're calling from and what you will be singing today.
Good evening, Gundula, and good evening to all the other
Leah.
singers. My name is Leah Gunter. I am a soprano from South Africa, and I shall be singing Dichtere Halle from Tannhäuser.
Wonderful.
Okay.
So please
You
go
can
ahead,
go ahead,
and sing
yeah.
it for us. Well done. Super. My goodness, I get spoiled tonight from all these beautiful voices. So, darling, wonderful color for the Elisabeth, but stay faithful to your own color. You know, dramatic soprano doesn't mean that you should darken the voice. In some parts of your voice, especially in the middle and in the lower range, you try to darken the vowels a bit, and that makes a bit problem sometimes in the intonation around B or C too, you know, in the middle. That is not necessary. You know, the dramatic voice is more not the color, it is more how do you get through in the orchestra, and you know how is your spin. And then I do totally believe, darling Leah, that you have enough of that, you know. So you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I think always it's the smartest we stick to our natural color, and your natural color is very sparkling and very sopranish. So don't try to put any mezzo inside of yourself.
Okay.
That was the business of Sarah just before. She's a mezzo, you know, but you don't have to be that, you know. It's really it really benefits when you stay in one color, and you will do far easier with the intonation. I do know there are very tricky moments. Da aus dir geschieden wie Öl. I know that. I mean, you can come join the club of all the Elizabeths of the world who say that's a terrible section. You know, everybody does hard with that, but once you understood where you follow, it's not that hard, you know. So when you start, dich teure Halle grüße ich wieder, there's only one thing. Bam! Froh grüß ich dich. That belongs together, darling. Don't make it like freestyle. You know, it is dich teure Halle grüß ich wieder. Froh. On the next one, I want to have you in, okay? Froh grüß ich dich, geliebter Raum. Yeah, because you have this this enthusiasm, you're coming, whoosh, you know, you're rushing normally into the hall. Yeah, and it's not like that you enter in a wheelchair and take very much time, you know. Yeah, so be very young, youth, full of juvenile power and enthusiasm, you know. No, so don't take the speed down, and especially in the older German books, it's especially written all the time. Alles streng im Takt vorzutragen. Kein Rezitativ, which means always strict in time. You're not allowed to make a free recitative out of it, you know? And the conductor's mostly merciless, just beat it through, darling. Yeah? So get used to that, you stay in rhythm, you know? Otherwise, you lose him already on the first page. Yeah? So please start again. We don't need the tape for now. Yeah? Give me that. Bam, bam, badam. Beautiful. Exactly. That's what I really love. That's an introduction, because you introduce yourself with these two lines, you know, and you're
Yeah.
running around normally. Or in an audition, you do like 5 bars, I know, but normally you are running a whole page through the picture already, you know, when you're in the scene. No, and these are your first moments, people getting to hear you. That's very important that you give a very, very good business card. Yeah. Very good, darling. Now let's continue. Same thing. India. Yeah. Take it very strict in rhythm. Yeah. Yeah. Try.
Okay.
Beautiful. Very good. Come on. Wait, darling. Here is the thing where I noticed you don't really have the right idea where the German E is placed. You know, that makes the intonation a bit hard for you, because you're singing. Normally, I can't hear any problem with your intonation. It's just
Yeah.
when you sing on the E. Yeah, it's a bit a tricky vowel. Yeah. Und wecken mich aus düsterem Traum was very beautiful. Now, when you have this, da ist dir geschieden. Again, put your tongue against the fronties, but you please put your corners forward. No, the corners forward. And now your tongue corners forward. Oh, I think it's a bit, wait, I just put some light on. I think it's a bit dark here.
Okay.
It's maybe better now. Yes. So when you have this, da mir aus dir geschieht, I put my tongue against my front teeth. Half of my tongue, half of my tongue, the half tongue against your front teeth. Geschieden? Yes, even a bit more picky. It's really, look at my mouth. It's geschieden. Half of the tongue feels slim. It's never wide. Never a wide tongue, darling, in German E. It's a slim tongue. Half of my tongue crawls against my front teeth. Geschieden. Yeah, that's it. Because the other what was, there was a lack on brilliance. You know, when you take the peak of the E, and then it seems to be flat, but I know you're singing the right note. It's just that you lack a bit the overtones of the E. So half of your tongue against the front teeth. Geschieden. Ja, geschieden. Bravo! That's perfect. You know, and then this little intonation problem is totally away. Yeah? And you keep this wonderful spinning. Yeah? Same thing. Same thing. Keep your tongue there. Yeah? Do that for me. Da ear. Yeah, and then the same thing with Mia. Erscheinst du mir? Don't lose the position, darling, with the E. Try the same thing. Wie öd. Yeah, bravo. That's it, darling, because this is the most tricky part. All these B naturals, all the B naturals, they seem to, you try to get them higher and higher, and they sink down. You just see them sinking, you hear them sinking, and you can't help it. That's very easy, because what I explained beforehand, when you put half of your tongue, the tongue is totally connected to your larynx. You know, look, when I pull my tongue, my larynx goes low. Yeah. So use that, use that for the E. Yeah. You put half of your tongue against your front teeth. And it doesn't change. E and X. Yeah. It remains the same position, darling. Yeah? But you have a question.
Sorry, the tip of the tongue, is that at the bottom?
Yeah. Lower. It's like your tongue would try to caress your teeth. It's like that. It crawls, you know. No? Try the öd. Bravo, that's it. And same position. Aus Meer and Flor. Just relax, release your jaw. Aus Meer and Flor. It's open, open, open. Aus Meer. Bravo! That was amazing. Did you notice now the quality didn't change a single moment? That's lovely.
sure.
You know,
All right.
it just went forward, and it didn't cost you so much. And that doesn't tire you because your larynx doesn't show up. You know, that's wonderful. Super. That was gorgeous and so easy, darling. Think always about the connection from your tongue to the larynx. It's many, many
The
little,
larynx.
yeah, it's so easy tools. Yeah, when you, ein Flur Frieden, die Freude so aus mir. Yeah, that's always with this larynx low, larynx low. Then you do easiest, yeah? Do again for me, aus mir in Flow. Bravo. Yes. Did you notice it was all very, very balanced now? You know? And that makes it that finally people don't even hear that that's a hard page because it's just floating now. It's floating and it doesn't never leave the perfect spot of the resonance, you know? That it has now very, very nice and it sparkles, it shimmers, and you don't lose the color, you know? It stays in your color. Beautiful, darling. Very well done. So let's go ahead. Yeah, wait. Understand it more. It's one phrase, and it's not like Wagner is always heavy. Don't do it like that. It's a wie jetzt mein Rosenhaus erhebt. Big legato, darling, yeah? So scheinst du jetzt mir. Yeah, it's really legato, yeah? Don't make big ba-bum, ba-dum, ba-bum, bum-bum. Yeah, that's no. She is young. You know, she has a lot of enthusiasm. So, you know, keep it light. Keep it light, darling. You know? Yeah. Wie jetzt. Yeah.
Sorry. I just have a question
No.
about yet.
Yeah.
Wie jetzt. Because I want it should sound like jetzt, but
Yes. I mean, the
without
problem is that we have very often in German, we have these short words, jetzt, nun, jetzt, and then you have a very long note. You know, what do you do with that? You know, if you shorten it, the people say, where are the vowels? You have to sing it. If you pronounce it only on vowel, they say that's not jetzt. There's a very good hint, darling. Whenever we have some short word in Germany, like jetzt, I make it in slow motion for you. I would sing wie jetzt. I pronounce the etzt, the E-T-Z-T, another time before I jump off. I repeat it. Wie jetzt mein, because then it gets short in the in the ear. Yeah, wie jetzt mein Busen hoch sich hebt. Then I have the impression of a short word because I repeat it before I go further. Okay? Yeah, and the position of a German is the position literally of the German Ö. Wie jetzt. Yeah, but for instance, I show it original to you. I would never sing. That sounds awful. But you repeat it before you jump off. Yeah, yes. And you know, you make a little kick before you go further. Then you make the word short with that little kick. Yeah? Try for me, darling.
Yeah.
Bravo! That's perfect. No, then we have this long sound, but we have the short word. No, That's in every German short word. When you have these short endings, just repeat before you continue. Repeat the syllable again. Very, very good. Yeah.
right.
So scheinst du jetzt mir. Ja. Yes, and don't come down. No, say yeah, that you don't interrupt your beautiful line, darling. Yeah? Do that again. Der mich und dich so neu. Yeah, very good. Yeah, and the important thing is same thing, darling. Yeah, you may even have the tongue is from the mea is very similar to your e tongue. It's e and e behave in the middle the same way. So you can even leave your tongue for the e in the position you had for the beautiful e before. Try. Ja, ja, der mich und dich. Beautiful. And do you notice then the Leah gets so easy, right? No,
It's not. It doesn't feel like this. Yeah.
No, it doesn't feel tense. And again, and it's never a problem with the intonation then, because again, you keep your larynx out of the way. Very, very good. Super. I would ask you, darling, from content and from your capacities, don't do a breath where you not really need it. And you have such a good breath. Don't sing der mich und dich so neu. No, do it in one. Der mich und dich so neu belebet nicht. Because now you really want to breathe because you had a long phrase so far. Yeah, so really go until belebet, and then you have all the time because you have only nicht, weil der Yeah, that's up to you. Okay, so do this der mich und dich and do it on one. That sounded like a real awesome Elizabeth. Gorgeous. Because you will get more security when your lines and your phrases go longer. Then they feel like they get easier and easier, right? And I could definitely hear that you were pulling better with the diaphragm,
Absolutely.
We absolutely reach our diaphragm better when we demand longer phrases from our bodies. When we go short by short by short by short, we never really reach we never reach really the length of the diaphragm, and it will exhaust you more. Taking more breath is more exhausting, and you feel like because that's a bit yes, it's a physical workout, darling. You did it very well now. I want to have it now in content. We start again from the beginning. Yes, mein Busen hoch sich hebt. We start here again, yeah? Yes, mein Busen hoch sich hebt. So scheinst du jetzt mit Bravo! That was awesome. That was gorgeous. No, that sounded now really like a big stream, huh? No?
Yes,
And you hear that that the voice really is much more relaxed on the whole streaming now, you know. And you also, I can hear that the vibrato gets more regular because you're using the strength of your body, you know. And you always have to realize if there is too much air, it makes also our vibrato unsteady because it always wants to get out and it always presses against something, you know. And then it makes it's harder for you to maintain a really good phrasing and very good legato, you know? And I mean, in fact, it's kind of an Italian aria, the Elizabeth, right? I mean, no, still one of his uh, earlier things, you know? So go ahead, darling. That was beautiful. So now, just have in mind, the Elizabeth always has a bit the problem that we can walk steps here. Wie jetzt mein Busen hoch sich hebet, ba 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 ba. You know, just think, we have only one direction, darling. No, one direction that goes to the front, that goes to the audience. Your direction in singing is going forward, never coming back. You know, it doesn't matter me whether a phrase goes up or down. I just imagine it going forward because that's perfect for that we pull the strength from our body, you know? So, and then we avoid doing this step climbing, you know? No? So try that, darling. Sehr gut. Wonderful. Did you notice that was like, I hardly could describe whether you go high or nothing. It was just in one beautiful form. Super. And now there's not a single moment where you try to color the voice because it's just on one track. Beautiful, you know? And it seems it costs you the half than before. No?
Yeah,
It
it
costs.
feels like I didn't sing.
That's the perfect feeling, dear. So we do that again and then we continue. Yeah?
Shines the face of
Bravo! Super! Sehr, sehr gut. Wonderful, darling. Nothing to complain. Very, very good. And now make it a really fun last page. Sei mir gegrüßt, sei mir gegrüßt. Yeah. Never change the form, darling. Never go wide, you know? Sei mir gegrüßt. Yeah. Yeah, but don't wait, don't change your face. You do sei, you do beautiful sei mir gegrüßt, and then you do something as if the fly is around your nose. No, no, keep it in a steady form. Sei mir gegrüßt, sei mir gegrüßt. If the form is standing, leave it there. It's beautiful. Don't change it. Yeah? Try again. No. It was perfect, but when you have this wonderful point, du teure Halle, why don't close it? Keep it on that perfect space. Du teure Halle, la, la, la. I just do the L with my tongue. I don't put my jaw up again. No, not necessary. Did you notice the first two phrases were perfect? Really very, very good. Sei mir gegrüßt, sei mir gegrüßt. It's so easy. Yeah, but now when you come from the top, and the top is so beautiful open, don't change the shape. Du teure la, sei mir gegrüßt, sei mir gegrüßt. Du teure Yeah, no reason to involve the lower jaw anymore. Yeah, you can send him having a cocktail or something, send him off. Yeah, but he's not needed anymore, the jaw. Yeah, so do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bravo. And continue. Yeah. Bravo. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, that is really now I'm in a kind of resonance cloud, and you always deliver the same quality on the different notes, which is beautiful that nobody discovers, oh, yeah, she's changing register, she's changing something. It's very much about the form of your mouth, when you go wide. No, normally, whenever you go wide, you pull your palate down, and then you can't reach the inner dome we have, this lovely hall, when you keep it that form. And also, I could understand you so well. Your German was now so good because you just kept it in front. Sei mir gegrüßt, sei mir gegrüßt. Yeah, but it's easy to have a good pronounced diction, Yes, because it's so much in front then, You want to do the last page again? Sei mir gegrüßt? Yeah? Yeah.
From the very top. Sei.
Yeah.
Sei mir gegrüßt. Sei mir gegrüßt. Sei mir gegrüßt, sei mir gegrüßt, du sei mir gegrüßt.
Bravo! Very, very good. Yes, And also for you,
it's a lot of more.
Yes, it's so much better focusing, What you could even do, darling, try just an effect, because you can use it in the duet of Elizabeth and in other areas as well. What I told to Tammie and to the other girls, you can sing, Du teure just relax the G a bit and then grab it from a new on the B, natural,
Yeah.
Try to relax the G natural on the Halle. Try to and then you support it, let it loose and then grab it from a new, like bouncing, on the trampoline. Yeah? No? Yeah? Du teure It feels like as if my G wouldn't be supported. Yeah? Then it's right. Try that for me. Du teure. Yeah? Yeah. Oh, is she standing? Hello?
Leah, you're frozen a bit.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, unfortunately, I couldn't hear it. Oops, she's still frozen. It's the ice queen here. Frozen.
Can you try turning your video off and back on? It might just be that you've been connected for so long.
Ah, me too,
That's
darling.
strange because
No, just Leah.
Hmm?
I'm just not so sure where to do this. Because I'm on my phone. The chat. Am I still frozen?
Yes. Oh, you're back.
Oh, am I back?
Ah, there she
Yeah.
is. There
We
she
have your
is
video
again.
back. It sounds like there's just a pretty big delay,
Yeah.
but we're actually only a minute.
Is it
There's only a
Okay.
minute left time, so I think let's do the last kind of
Yes,
little wrap up.
exactly. Even if I can't see you, I can hear it very well when you do the bouncing and the trampoline. Try to do it for me, darling. Yeah?
Okay.
Wow! Did you notice this extra portion of power you have now? No?
Yeah,
It's because you get the rubber a bit loose on the G and then you tighten it again. That's like a real bouncing effect, darling. And it makes your high notes even appear more shining and brilliant because, you have a fresh impulse from your diaphragm. You may really use that a lot, It makes it always refreshes your supporting system, Great, darling. What a
so much.
wonderful Elizabeth. Yeah.
Thank you.
Lovely
Really
son.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
lovely son. Oh, bye, Leah. All of you, thank you very much and a lot. It was beautiful night today. And for morning for you, whatever.
Thank you all so very much. It's been an absolute pleasure hearing all of you and the work that you've done today. Tammie, Analía, Sarah, Leah, thank you so much for sharing your incredible voices with us. It's been just awesome. And Gundula, thank you so much for the time that you've spent with us. It's been wonderful working with you.
It's been lovely and it's been a big honor, and I was really surprised. So many beautiful voices out there. Wow.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, I wish you all the best, darlings, in your studies. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.